Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr., and I was born July 4th, 1986. Today, I got it in me of something that I was going to talk about, but I just got to bring it back a little bit. Just something that I've really come to realize just sitting here right now and just enjoying this absolutely amazing, beautiful weather that has just came upon us. It feels like it's 50 degrees cooler. It's just an absolute beautiful thing. Something I just get to realize that this nice cool breeze touching my face and sitting out here in this nice, calm, relaxing place, it got me really knowing that everything I do is meaningless. And the book of Ecclesiastes is something that I just can't ever get out of my brain ever since I really was reading it and really trying to understand it, really trying to just dig deep. It just says everything is meaningless. Wisdom is meaningless. Pleasures are meaningless. Toil is meaningless. Wisdom and folly are meaningless. Oppression, toil, friendlessness, meaningless. Advancements, meaningless. Riches are meaningless. More wisdom being meaningless. Kings, meaningless. Folly are meaningless. Invest in many ventures, it's meaningless. And the conclusion of the matter is that everything is meaningless. Just really gets me thinking of me having an understanding of what it is that I'm doing and what it is that I guess I can say that God is pursuing me to do. That a lot of times I really get to thinking that I'm definitely not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. There's something that I don't know who else can relate, but you just come down to everything that you try to do just doesn't seem to quite want to work out. That you got all these great ideas. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I have an abundance of ideas of things to do. And a lot of them I pursue, and some of them I just let go. But everything that I try to pursue and really try to dial in and try to just do and make happen and get done, I just realize that it doesn't go anywhere. Nothing happens with it. And I try and I work really hard. And I dig deep with everything that I do. I don't just halfway do some stuff. I really get in it, and it just doesn't work out. Then I just look around and I see stuff from other places and other stuff, and I see you doing not even a fraction of what it is that I know that I'm capable of doing, and I just watch you succeed. It just makes me question, like, what's the point? What's the point? And at the same time, what is it that is going on in your life that is making it so that everything just doesn't want to work out? Not everything, but most everything to be able to survive in a way. That things just don't work out for you. You do a lot, and you dig deep, and you put everything in it, and it just doesn't ever work out. So you're like, okay, maybe that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. I spent 2 years on that. Let me go ahead and move over here and do this instead now. Then you go over here and do that, and you're like, I got it. I've been thinking about this for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and I put a plan together, and you get working on it, and it still doesn't work out. And you do everything you can to like make sure that it's going to be good to go, to put out there, to be able to do whatever it is that you're going to do. And it still doesn't work out. And then again, you just watch that person next to you, just like, it's like, what the heck? Like, you're not doing a fraction of what's going on over here. But yet people are just praising you and bowing down to you and congratulating you. And you're working so hard to do something that you still haven't seen anybody do. And no one cares. No one puts anything towards it. No one cares at all in reality. In reality, with the people that do care, they try to bust you down, beat you down, break you down to the point of making you think that what it is that you're doing is worthless based on what it is that they want to give to you and do for you. And it's a very confusing thing. Because I just keep on reading and rereading, and today I was reading through and listening to the book of Jonah, something that I wanted to talk about today, but I've just come to realize it's pointless. I can't tell you a story to get closer to God. I can't tell a story to myself to get closer to Him. I can't tell a story to you to make you finally like, aha, there it is. I can't do anything like that. I can't speak of something in such a passionate way, in an interesting way to get you to want to understand and learn and know who God is. In reality, I've come to realize the more passion that you put about it, the more that people don't care about it. The more that you really care a lot about what it is that you do, that you are all about it. the more that people just don't quite seem to care about it. But when you don't care, then people really care. And I don't know what it is about that concept, but I've just come to realize, like, I don't think that. I know that something I'm doing is, say, not the right route, not the right way, not the right thing to do. And sometimes I sit out here and I watched a couple of my videos the other day, and it really got me thinking a lot about, what's the point? What's the point when you do everything you can to try to learn as much as you can, do as much as you can, be about as much as you can, and no one ever really pays attention. No one ever really gets it. No one ever really changes. Nothing ever really happens with it. Hey, Oreo, stop chewing that. No. Come here. Lay down. Nothing really changes. Nothing really gets any different in the reality. And then you start to really just start to question a lot about, what are you doing? And I question that all the time. Probably every day is what I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I supposed to do next? Where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to do this and how am I supposed to do that? The book of Jonah is pretty cool because it basically is talking about the Lord asking him to do something for him. And he's like, no, I'm going to run away from that. He just completely runs away. He just gets out. He's like, he literally runs away. He was in the city and God told him to go to a specific city. And he said, nope, I'm getting out of town. I'm running away. In a way that he talks about running away, and I read it, it's almost like God is an actual figure right there, and he's just like looked at him in his face and said, nope, I'm going this way. And he literally gets on a boat to try to travel to get away. He's like, I'm getting out of this even continent that I'm at. I'm going somewhere way far away. And then as a way that, like, almost, it's interesting because it's when I read it, it's like he thinks that it is like a physical one place that God is, that he's not controlling and running the whole everything. So that's when the God starts bringing some storms up. And then the boat starts rocking and tipsing and toesing, and then everyone is just like, what's going on? And they figure out it's this guy actually. And then they're like, who you pray to, who your God is, because we all been praying and nothing's changed, and something with you. And then he said, you know what? This is meaningless. Just throw me off. Throw me off the boat. I'll be fine. And the guys are like, no, it's stormy out here. We're not going to toss you off the boat. We would be killing you if we did such a thing. But he's like, just throw me off the boat. So they end up throwing him off the boat. And then a big fish comes up, and this is the whole thing, the story of the fish. The guy's in the belly of the fish for a couple of days, 3 days, and then he spits him out on land. And then God asks him again, hey, I need you to go to this city to say something, to do something. And he's like, okay, I'll do it this time. It's a very interesting story because it's something that I think about with myself in reality quite often, every single day. Where it's like, God's telling me to do something that in reality, I don't know what it is that he wants me to do. And in reality, it doesn't really state what it is that he wants him to do for him. He just says he wants him to go over there and preach against it because of the wickedness that he sees going on there. He's like, I'm not going to do it. Because I just know, because everyone before him and him have seen this, that you go preach to the wickedness and you go preach to the wicked people, it's not like anything ever changes. Not like anything ever actually even happens with it. So a lot of this is just words that are just going nowhere, effort that's just leading to nowhere. Effort that you're putting so much time and so much energy in, is just realizing that nothing's going to change anyways. People just do what the heck they want to do. They don't really care to get on board with trying to figure out a change to be able to bring them anything. Because in reality, more and more people that are in this Bible, the more the prophets, the more the priests, the more of these people, they're living very challenging lives. Very, very challenging lives. Challenging lives that, in some cases, if you speak to a certain name of the Lord that created, how does he say it? The Lord that created the sea and the dry land, that they just put them to death because the wicked just don't want to hear about it. They don't want to see it. So it's kind of like you're forcing yourself out there to speak something, to just know that you're going to die. They're going to kill you. It is what it is. And he's just like, I don't really care to put myself in that, to do that. And it's something that is interesting because I guess I can kind of say the same with my own self. Why am I going to put myself out there for someone to just keep on trying to harm me, belittle me, damage me, destroy me? Keep telling me I'm stupid, keep telling me I'm slow, keep telling me I'm pointless and worthless. You can call me meaningless. I'm fine with that because I accept that. But it makes me want to kind of like not pursue that and go that way, because it's not really going to bring the help that anybody needs. Something that I've really realized, that what it is that I talk about and what it is that I do is, I'm not here to share a message with you to make you just think that everything is good and life is great and you're awesome the way you are. I'm sharing a message that the more that you dig deep in it, the more complicated your life is going to keep getting. So it's kind of a complex situation where I'm going to go to you, a person that just is living in idolatry and stealing and cheating and killing and murdering and doing all these savage things and lying and just acting ruthless, and say to you, hey, stop doing that. Even though that's been bringing you like success. That's why you do it, because it brings you success. It brings you a sense of freedom. It brings you a sense of joy even, because it is able to allow you to be able to get out of some sticky situations. It allows you to be able to just dance through some stuff where you can see that even you yourself is getting attacked, that you could just lie a little bit, you can manipulate a little bit to just get away from it, so you don't have to worry. And I'm telling you to like not do that anymore. That can, in reality, start to really get you jammed up, get you really in trouble at that moment. So it's a very interesting concept, because what I constantly keep seeing over and over is just a lot of these churches and organizations, places that are just confess the name of Jesus and you're saved and go live your life and everything is okay now. But that is just not the reality of anything that goes on in this Bible. That is something that I still don't see where people are getting that by reading this. If you've actually read it and you're going to come up to be a pastor, a minister, or a priest, or anything like that. Like, I don't get where you're getting that information from, where you could just keep on sinning the way you want and keep on living a destructive, wicked life, and you're good to go. You are now in the good graces of God because you said a prayer once in your life that Jesus is here for you and he died for you and he's always going to be there for you. Like, I still have never read that in this entire Bible. I just don't understand where this information comes from. I don't get that. And maybe it's because I can say that maybe I am slow. Maybe I am stupid. Maybe I am, incompetent. Because I don't understand it. From what I'm reading, I guess someone else is reading something completely different. So if I'm the one that's the very slim few that's reading something different, and the mass majority of people are speaking a message a different way, it gets me thinking, like, maybe I am that stupid, that I don't understand this book, that I don't get it, that it's not anything for me to be able to figure out, that it's absolute mumbo jumbo, that I do need somebody to be able to interpret to me because I don't have any idea what's going on here. A lot of days I get thinking that way because it's like, why am I seeing different stuff and people are just talking stuff that's just completely nothing that I'm speaking in any way. And I realize that the stuff that I speak about is not easy. It's hard. It's very, very challenging. It puts a lot upon yourself of realizing that you've got problems. There's no demon out there that's toying with you, playing with you. It's you yourself that's got to get through some stuff to be able to move forward in life. It's not that other race, that other color, that other gender, that other this, that is slowing you down. No, it's you, your own self. So you got to do something to change up what's going on here and not thinking that you just put the blame on everything else and then just keep living your life. But that's the message that I hear majority of people speak of. It's this, it's that, it's this, it's this, it's these demons that are doing this, it's this person that's doing this, it's that group that's doing this. As opposed to like just, what are you doing? So it makes me think like, I am pretty damn stupid because I don't understand this Bible, because what I'm reading and what I'm seeing is not what everybody's talking about. And then it really puts me in a weird situation with my own self, with praying a lot and thinking a lot, especially just today, of realizing, why would you listen to me? What certificates and certifications do I have? What expertise and what schools have I gone to for years and years and decades to be able to give you this information, to be able to say that this is what it is and this is what's right? Why would you listen to me? Why would you listen to just this simple guy sitting out here in a very strange place with a very strange background, with a very strange look, and just all weirdness around me. It's just out of character, I guess I could say, is what I look like compared to what it is that I should look like. What I do is not what the normal person that even looks like me does. And person even close to my age even does. I got roosters yelling at me. I got a donkey yelling at me. I got my cows yelling at me. I got an abundance of dogs to just keep on working with. Like, why would you listen to me? Why listen to me? Why do I matter? Why do I matter? Why? And that makes me really get into me of like, really, that is true. Why would I listen to you? Why would I listen to me? Because I have no credential, I have no nothing. Then it really comes down to the whole concept of, the main reason I don't really care to talk about dogs. Even though I know a whole lot about them. I can help 100% of people on this planet with the dog inside of your home right now. I know that. I've yet to stumble and fumble on anything that I've done so far. I've yet to. But I don't want to talk about it because why would you listen to me? Why I don't have no expertise of showing this and doing this and going here, and I just don't video what I do and I don't record what I do, because in reality what I do is not something for you to try and do, because you could mess it up if you don't do it right. You got to understand how to be fair with dogs. But why listen to me even saying that? I don't have anything to show, to represent, to say that I know what I'm doing and I'm any better or anything than anybody else out there. And everyone's got these awesome, fancy, amazing looking stuff out here and these great edits and good sound effects and everything is right on. Why would you listen to me? My stuff is just boring. It's basic. It's like one thing I said the other day, it's real life. Real life is boring. And all I want to do is try to show what real life is, but I realize that it's boring. So why pay attention to me when it's boring? It's very, very boring. It's very dry. It's just, it's super just, it's very hard to listen, hard to pay attention to. So it really gets into me of thinking a lot about all this stuff. The message I'm preaching is hard, very hard. It's not like super animated. It's not super fun. And it's not, I don't have the bullet points of the 5 steps of how to be able to get God to listen to you and just going through all this stuff. I don't have all that. And I never will, because God never gives us that. He gives us 10 commandments. Yeah, I can keep on talking the 10 commandments every single day, but that gets boring, because if you have this wickedness in you, you don't want to hear it. And not hearing it and me saying it is going off, what is that called? Deaf ears? It's pointless. It's meaningless. And I could see why a lot of these prophets just have it in them in a way of like giving God pushback, of just saying, what you're asking me to do is not really going to matter anyways. So why are you wanting me to do it? Why are you desiring me to do it? Because the people want to see the fake stuff. They want to get the fake message of everything is good and you can keep on sinning and keep on living your life, and you know, God has forgiven you for all the sins you've done. But it's a weird thing, because it's sticky language. What you've done. He didn't say what you're gonna do. That's why we have to change to not keep on doing what we used to do, to go in to get into something. But no one wants to hear that. That's not a message that gets pushed, that anybody actually wants to pay attention to. Because in reality, my own self didn't pay attention to that, because I've came across some people that talked about this, and I would exit them and quit. But then today I have no choice but to go back to listen to them, because when I was reading the book myself, I was like, oh, you actually are telling what the book is actually saying. You actually are stating what's going on in this book. You're not just saying whatever it is that everyone else is saying. But it's very confusing, because nobody wants to listen to that. So then it just confuses me a whole lot about what it is that we're out here doing. What it is that's going on. Because if you don't want to listen, you don't want to take the advice, you don't want to take the wisdom, you don't even want to read the wisdom that God himself is putting into this book for you to be able to understand, then what is it? And that's why for me, I have a very good understanding of what I'm personally doing myself out here is not what it is that God is looking for me to do. That I'm just a absolute meaningless human being out here, a very pointless human being. That God is the only thing that does matter. And I do know that I'm a meaningless human being compared to what God is. That I don't want the credit, I don't want the glory, I don't want the anything, I don't care for nothing. That it's God that's done it all, and he's going to do it all. But it's something for me to just really think like, what is the point of what it is that I do? seeing that what it is that I do just doesn't seem to work. And I could see what does work, but I can't do it because I can't do a few of these commands that I don't want to break. Is lie and cheat and manipulate, steal and do anything like that. I want to stay completely away from that. So then when I realize that things just say don't work out, they don't work. The stuff just doesn't work. It's not working. What do you do with that? You just keep going at it to just realize that it's still just not going to keep on working? Or do you do something different and go somewhere else and try something else? And that's why for me, I've been really thinking a lot about the concept of, I don't think that I'm doing what it is that God is looking for me to do. And it puts me in a situation of really thinking about me and what my goals are and what it is that I'm actually trying to do. Because there must be something still hidden deep down inside of me that the reason why I am unable to do what it is that say should be doing, it's because there's something that's still some sort of blockage that is stopping me, hindering me, slowing me down, that is not allowing me to be able to move forward. And it really gets in me to do a lot of thinking of like, what the heck is that? What is that? Knowing that I have great information on how to help people. Great information on even a lot that I stumble upon because I was having issues myself with just a lot of like interpersonal, relationship type stuff. I was researching for years, ever since getting married at a very young age and having problems before even getting married, that I've always been researching so much, and I've always been able to help out everyone that I work with. Because I would say 50% of the people I help with their dogs, it's not the dog. And almost 100% of the people, it's not the dog. It's me helping the humans out. In some cases, it's more of me coming into being a counselor for humans more than a dog trainer for dogs. And I get a lot of good success because I'm able to help out people more. But I kind of realize no one really cares about that either. And then I come to realize, working with these dogs, no one cares about that either. And I realize, preaching this message of this Bible, nobody cares about it either. So it's a very, very interesting thing of me realizing that clearly I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. I'm doing something, I'm in the ways of something that shouldn't be going on right now. That a lot of what I'm doing with my farm stuff is growing. But I don't know why I don't want to show any of that. I don't want to even talk about that. Because it's not something that, again, I didn't come from farmers. I didn't come from anybody that knows how to work any animals. I didn't come from anyone that's lived anywhere that looks anything close to what it is that I'm on. I didn't come from anyone knowing how to use my dogs to get my animals moving and how to protect my animals with using animals and how to build certain things and the way and I come up with the plans of how I build and what I do. And I stopped even watching people build their stuff because I'm just like, that's silly. Like, why don't you just do it like this? And I just get it done. Something I just built just this past couple of days, I just look at it, I'm just like, dude, how the heck did I come up with that idea? Like, that's wild, that's ridiculous, but it works. But it's something that I realized that I don't like showing that because it's showing off. And I'm not a show off person because I know that we're struggling out here and there's no reason for me to be a stumbling block for that next person to just be like, look what I'm doing and you can't do and you can't have and you won't be able to have and I'm doing this and doing that. And it's just showing off what I'm doing, showing off my skills, even showing off what I'm capable of doing. That's not who I am. I want to show who God is and what he's all about. I don't want to show who I am. That's not my goal on this planet. So it makes me really think some more again of, I must be doing something wrong because what it is that I'm doing isn't working. It's not working. And I don't know how to explain that it's not working and say exactly how it's not working, but I just know that it's not working. Some things in my life are working really good, really well. Very, very excited, very happy about. Very happy about certain new habits that I'm starting to get into. But again, I don't want to talk about that because that's talking about me. And I try to do everything I can to talk about God, but then I've come to realize no one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear it in a way that it's written. People want to hear it the way that I want it to be. That I can say something to make you happy and excited, that I want it to be that way, as opposed to just the way that it is. So it's something that is super, super complicated to me, of doing what it is that I'm doing, of realizing the more and more that I keep on trying to remove myself from what it is that I got going on, to just realize what's going on in the world, more and more that it's boring. It's not entertaining. It's not interesting. Because we've got it in our minds that the Bible is the most boring book on the planet. It's so dry. You read one sentence and you're ready to fall asleep. I mean, that's true when you are so far away from understanding who God is. When you start to get closer to him, you just get it in you. You get inspiration like too often to just read some, start flipping some pages and just start getting into it. And so it's not boring to me. It's definitely not. But when I speak anything from it, it's super boring, super dry. It's just like, dude, shut up already. I don't want to hear that. Let's go into the fun, entertaining stuff now. And I understand that, because that's how I look and that's how I view and that's how I pay attention to stuff that I even watch my own self. Like, dude, let's get to the point. I love YouTube, how we got that fast forward button. We could just double tap. And I got mine set to 20 seconds. I could just double tap it like 5 times and I'm like, oh, there's the good stuff. There it is now. I could just skip and move along. And I'm like, I do that. I know everyone does that to me, because my stuff is really boring. It's super boring. And there's no way in reality to make it fun and make it exciting and make it hip and make it like you to just feel all good all the time. Because in reality, a lot that's in this Bible is not no feel goods message. It may have like a passage in there, but it's because it just came from something tragic that was just going on beforehand. And it's like, oh, we're going through tragic and now some good stuff. So in reality, majority of what's going on in this book is pretty serious. It's really, really serious. Not pretty serious. It's dead serious is a way of saying it. It's no laughing games. It's no jokes. It's no just sitting back singing and having fun and dancing and any of that. It's we're praising God because we just got through tragedy. We're praising God to keep ourselves away from tragedy. That's all that keeps going on. So when you do read the stuff that's like, oh, praise God, he did this, he did this, he did this. Yeah, because you are in a whole lot of very sticky situations. And that's why we're doing that in that small section right there. But you didn't read the like 800 pages worth of like tragic before that. Something that I don't think a lot of people really pay attention to when you're really digging deep with getting into the Bible. And it's for me to just figure out how to be able to make it entertaining, but then I got it in me of, I can't say that word, of crapping on God's word, of trying to like portray it to be something that it isn't. Because there's one thing that I do know is God's very serious. He's not a jokester. He don't play no games. He's very serious. He's serious about what it is that he says and serious about what it is that he does. He's not out here just dancing and hoorahs and hooplas and having good times. He's very serious. Very serious in a way of realizing that this world really doesn't last that long. And it's no like joking matter to him. That when he says, it's got to get done. And if you don't do it the way he says, then he's got to do something about that. There's like no games here. There's no like just halftime show, let's party and have a good time. It's serious the entire time. And with it being serious the entire time really gets me thinking a lot about how to talk about it and what it is. And when we talk serious about it, the way that I realize that I've been always talking about God, very serious matter. There's no playing around here. There's no goofing off. There's no joshing around. There's no joking. That it's not a good message for anybody to, in reality, listen to, because it seems like you're getting attacked. It seems like you're getting bashed for being yourself and doing what you're doing. But in reality, that's the message that he's pushing to us in this entire Bible. He's pretty much attacking us for what it is that we're doing because we're not doing right. When we start doing right, then he starts to praise us and starts to do things for us. That's why for me, it makes me really think about what it is that I'm doing and realizing that I don't think I'm doing what God is looking for me to do. And I've been praying a lot about that, especially today and especially right now, and especially going to be the remainder of my day today of trying to figure out what it is that God is actually looking for me to do, so that I can actually be able to succeed at something, as opposed to it just being something that just continues to go nowhere and continues to just keep on going downhill in a way at the same time. That sometimes some things start to move, and then you realize that it actually was moving fast to just go to destruction again. And when I look at a lot of things that I do, outside of my farm stuff, my animals are looking good, except my backyard chicks. Don't want to say that I don't care about them, but I don't, because they're weird. They're evil. These little brown ones that you see walking around out here, they're evil. I don't like being around evil stuff. And they're evil Frankenstein things, because it's stuff that we as humans have been like, who even knows what they even are? I've got researchers saying that a lot of these hybrid chickens are a mixture of wild birds, like vultures and big birds like that, herons, and they're crossbreeding that to create this stuff. And these chickens are angry. I can't stand being around angry stuff. It's disgusting to me. So in reality, I guess I can say I don't really care about them too much. The way my other ones are super friendly and super nice. They always look at you with like this level of respect, and they really care. They're super loving. It's very interesting. It's of a difference. But everything else just doesn't seem to work right, I guess I can say, or go right. So it makes me think about what's the point? What are we doing? What's going on? Why is it that some things and some people, and I know a lot of people that run in the same situations as me, it's not just me out here, of working so hard at something and it's just not following through. Working so hard at something and just watch it just go nowhere. Working so hard at something that you put a lot into it. I mean, at this point, you even got a lot of money in it, not even just like your time. You got money in it, and you got 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, $300,000 into it. It just goes nowhere. It ends up nowhere. Is that because we're doing what we're not supposed to be doing? Because if you just keep going further into it, you just keep going nowhere. And you don't get that like breakthrough that's just like finally here. And when that breakthrough does happen, you're like 300,000 into it. That breakthrough was like 100,000 back to you. And it really wasn't. You're still like so far negative that it's not like it actually was a breakthrough. It was just to keep you broke through, keep you broke through still, keep you going on that down still. That you're 300 in, you got 100, then you go 300 more in. So now you're 500 down. And then you get a breakthrough of 50, and you're like, yes. And you're like, dude, you're still like 450 down though. So you're not actually going anywhere. You're headed in the negative and staying in the negative, going further into the negative. Kind of sounds like the U.S. debt that we got going on right now. It seems like we get a breakthrough, but then things just stumble. It's very interesting to think about that. But it just really gets me to thinking like, what the heck is the point? We must be doing something wrong for it to be coming out and working that way. And with that, I just want to say, very interesting. Thank you today for, I guess I could say thank you for a very good run that I had today and yesterday and on Friday. But especially today of being able to really realize some things about myself that I never used to do as a child, even the way I used to run, that I'm headed into a different way of being able to push myself to realize that there's still more. And that's the concept that I try to keep in my mind, of realizing that just keep pushing, that something will happen, something will have a breakthrough. Keep pushing through it. Then I'm like, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes you keep pushing, but then you realize like it's still not going anywhere. Because what you're pushing hard towards is not easy. It's hard. And it's something that you want to be able to help other people with, but it's like, why would I want to set you up for some hard stuff in reality? That's complications that I have going on with myself right now. Why would I want to spread the message of this Bible to more people just to make your life harder? Make your life more complicated. Make your life just so challenging to the point that you just start questioning like, why are all these rules here? Why is all this there? Why can't we just live and just be and just do what we do? Why is it set up like this? And I'm setting you up to have a harder life. So it just makes me think like, maybe that isn't the message that God is trying to spread to people. that there must be something different. So I'm sitting here saying thank you for the opportunity to be able to figure out what that difference is, to being able to have life, to be able to go another day, to be able to keep on questioning, to keep on wondering. Thank you.